Do do do. Okay. My goodness, I've been having a lot of fun with Kerbal Space Program. With Kerbal Space Program recently, and I'm looking forward to continuing that fun. And Operation Eve. I will say we do have a slight issue in the sense that wow, this who knew? Right, where are we? I'm sorry, what? Okay. So where did it save? That's what I'm currently wondering. It looks like it saved before we actually arrived at Eve. Yeah, because we are right now on the Eve transfer window, correct? Yeah, we are indeed. So we're just starting to arrive at Eve, and then we will do that sort of stuff. Hello, zombie. Hello. Honestly, this is good. I think there was a slight issue with the last Eve transfer window arrival, which was I think we do have to burn at least a little bit with the main engines if we are going to try and keep some of these rockets or some of these satellites in the Eve orbit or the Eve sphere of influence, because we are basically just hammering by at like 1,000,000 miles an hour right now. So yeah, if we do want to stay within Eve's orbit, I think we got to burn some of our precious fuel, and it's even the main stage's precious fuel too. So that's obviously a risk. I'm gonna burn. I think I'm gonna do about 600 meters per second or so. Maybe we'll actually do 1,000 meters per second, leaving us with 600 left in the main stage. Should be more than enough to get back home. Big bun, big bun. Okay. This is a good place to stop. We burned about 1,000 meters per second from our main stage. We've slowed down quite significantly. Let's decouple the satellites. And then let's start burning with their engines. Can't really do too much because of the whole, you know, satellite thing, but if we just do enough, you know. She's holding rock steady at about 50% thrust. Look at that G-force that we're pulling. Basically nothing. Well, it's definitely starting to pull us down a bit, Eve's gravity. See it? Hello, MRV6X7. That is a name. Okay, a good easy burn. I'm hoping we have enough fuel to get this done before we run out. However, not super optimistic based on the whole, you know, 200 meters per second left thing, and it doesn't seem like we've sort of even Stevened it up in any meaningful way. Well, it's unfortunate. We can't be far off. I'm just not sure how much... I'm not sure how much more I want to burn with the main engines to try and get this Eve capture for these satellites, you know? Like, I don't know how much more we can afford to burn. We'll get it down to 600 again, I think. And then we'll try for satellite number 2. And hopefully this satellite can get at least into an Eve orbit. That's all I'm asking for. Bye, thanks for stopping in. Bye, hi. Bye, hi. Hi, bye. Okay, just very gentle. Looks pretty rock solid. Alright, we'll see if this one can get within the orbit. Well, it definitely can't if we're spinning around helplessly. It's funny, I would imagine that, like, pulling the antenna in would at least somewhat help. It doesn't seem to make any difference whatsoever to the probe's stability. See? It's like equally as unstable with the antenna in or out. I think as we actually lighten up the fuel load, it gets worse. Okay, I just really, really want one probe in orbit of Eve. Is that so hard? Please. Okay, we're gonna... no, we're not. We're gonna burn way too much fuel if we do that. Way too much fuel going the wrong way. Maybe this guy can get within the influence? I hope so. Otherwise we've carried all these probes all this way for nothing. Signal strength is not great. So out of interest, is the signal strength better with the main antenna? It's 1% better with the main antenna as opposed to this one. Somehow, I'm not sure how, but somehow this antenna is a 2G antenna and this one is what, 85 megabits per second? This thing is like dial-up internet slow. That is depressing at best. Okay, checking in with the orbit. Very little change is happening. We are burning as hard as I dare. But I did bring this for a reason, and the reason why I brought such a tiny little miserable engine is because it's light, okay? It's light, it's got a high specific impulse. We're already carrying all this extra fuel, which we're not using for most of the journey. I wanted just a really, really tiny probe. And that's what I got. I'm just not sure that it's enough. We are doing our very best. But on the bright side, at least these probes mean that there will be likely a connection around Eve. It's just, if we were actually able to get it in orbit, we could guarantee that we could just send a probe for the next mission. You know, we wouldn't have to send Jeb and Bob and Bill. But now, I'm just not sure that we're gonna get there. Sakaya, I don't want to hear the negativity. All right. This is the cards we've been dealt. I mean, look, the G-force is increasing, I think. Any chance of a capture? Chance? Maybe? Possibly? Hello, Supreme. I'm good. I'm good. I finished school. Employed. Big boy job. Life is good. This is not going to be enough. I can see that. I can see for a fact that we're just not quite there. Maybe? Wait. It's going to be so close, but I just don't think we're there. I just needed to burn for like 2 more seconds with the main engines. Huh! Oh my god. Thank God. We managed to get an orbit. Okay. This mission was not totally useless. We did succeed at one thing. Okay. Success. That means that we can send probes to Eve. Because we will, for sure, have some sort of connection to the outside world from Eve now. Which is ideal. It is perfect. You know, these relays are not particularly strong. I'm just noticing that, like, this one, which is quite close to Earth, barely has any connection at all. That could be an issue. I actually didn't know Jacksepticeye played KSP. Okay, is there any good intercept points right now? Not that I'm seeing, I must be honest. Not this year, anyway. We can burn, at least to get our apoapsis, like, within Kerblin's orbit. That might be an idea. Upgrade the tracking station, makes the connection stronger. I mean, like, I guess that's the plan. I'm just wondering at what point is it not going to have any connection. Okay, well, we missed that burn. Doesn't really matter. No, that's the wrong way. I'm just looking for a burn. Any burn would do. Okay. That says to me that like a couple, give it a little bit of time to do a lap, and maybe we can catch up. Anywhere close? Yeah, we're getting closer, I think. Right? That's closer. Just go for a jaunt all the way around here, I guess. Well, I must be honest, I'm not seeing a good connection spot at the moment. Maybe the plan really is just to do a quick burn to get it, like, close, you know? Okay, well, it doesn't really matter. We're a day late, oh well. It's a surprisingly large burn to achieve this. Just starting to get just a touch worried because, you know, not only do we need enough to get there, but we also need enough to slow down. Okay, well, there's nothing that we can really drop per se, so. Best we can do is just ever so slowly. Because at least this makes it so that we presumably won't have to burn as much energy when we're at the orbit, you know? Okay, well that's not even close. That's how close is approach. We got some time to wait. Let's see if I add a maneuver here and maybe just like burn. Does that do anything? Close approach is still there. It's still there. I think we might just be waiting around for a bit. Why did I put the weight savings on the tanks? Well, yeah, for aerodynamics, you've answered your own question. I actually genuinely don't think we could be any further from Kerbin than we are right now. Honestly, what I might do is drop our orbit slightly. So so that we're lapping faster than Kerbin, so that it does actually eventually catch up to us. Or we catch up to it. Yeah, but when we were leaving the planet, we needed them. Okay, anything that we're seeing. Basically on the other side of the solar system right now. So, not a whole lot to be done. Maybe drop our periapsis a little bit. Or our apoapsis a little bit. Just again to make sure that we are lapping faster than Kerbin is. Just a touch. Right guys, you're gonna be in space for a while. Just buckle up, alright? You'll be fine. It's good. Honestly, I think the solar radiation is good for Kerbals. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't get any goddamn science from Eve. What am I doing? Well, it doesn't matter now. I might as well just hang out. So we can do the science just before we get there, can't we? Oh, we can grab the science while we're here. I didn't bring that. Oh well. Swing around the sun to catch up to Kerbin. You like drop it lower, you mean? I'm just worried that if we drop it any lower, like, we will just die, you know? That's my big concern right now. Where is my... Okay, where is my emergency tank? So it's there. So we stage and then we burn. And somehow that costs us Delta V. I'm not sure how that works. I'm not worried about burning up, I'm just worried about the cost in fuel that this will take. I mean, like, we're already, like, if we just do, like, 5, maybe 6 more years. Okay. Uh-huh. 5, 6, maybe 7 more years, we will eventually catch up. You know? It's like, how is it so perfectly on the other side? It's just so perfect. We're just royally screwed. Okay, we are gonna do a burn. We're gonna drop it lower. Will that help? The thing I'm most worried about is if we get another Eve encounter accidentally. Yeah, well, I mean, like, you know, obviously we didn't set it up right. So, you know, we just gotta make do with what we've got. This is what we've got. Okay. You know, they don't need They don't need food, these Kerbals. They've got electricity. They've got RCS to keep them busy. He's probably writing a book or something. Like, they're fine. They're good. Well, I'm not orbiting at the same speed. I'm, like, significantly below it. You know, maybe not, like, hugely below it, but, you know, I'm below it. So in theory, I should be orbiting faster than it. Okay, are we getting closer to Kerbin? What? Why does that look like it's further away? It's not further away, is it? Oh my god, please, for the love of God. Okay, what if we, like, did this? You know? A little button to drop us down below the orbit. Then we would definitely catch up quicker. You know? Like, we could definitely go quicker. Because right now we're like... Sorry. Right now we're like, you know, only a little bit quicker, but now we will be like way quicker. And thus we will gain on Kerbin. And hopefully it doesn't cost us more than 1,700 meters per second to capture. Otherwise we are screwed. Yeah, we're close enough. That's what NASA says when they did the Artemis mission. They were like, yeah, whatever. Somewhere around there. Sounds like a good plan. Okay, watch this. This is how we get close. Right here. Yeah? Yeah. So there's, again, zero connection. No connection at all between my relays. So all of this was useless, basically. We could have not brought the satellites. That would have given us so much extra Delta V. We probably could have done, like, just burned straight there. Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, I see, I see. Is that closer? Is this better? Okay, now there's no closest approach. Ooh! 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 Don't mind if I do. That looks like it's close. So what if we just burned a little bit? Come on. Any intercept would do. I would happily take any intercepts at all. Like even if it's just like a quick hi-bye intercept, you know? Please. I beg of thee. Okay, alright. What if we did that? Would that help? Okay, what if we just let it go for a second? Okay, just let it do its thing. Okay, and now we go here to the descending node. We add a maneuver. And we crank that bad boy up. We've got to be close. Why? We're there. I can see it. Please! Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me. How is this not an intercept? It's bloody right there! Please! It's only 769,000 kilometers. Like, that's... We're basically there. Come on. Okay, so now we're not swinging below it. Like, no one can tell me that we're swinging below it. It's like, it's right there. How is that not? Are we too far above it now? Is that the problem? Okay. Really? Come on. Like, I'm sorry. Does carbon have, like, zero gravitational pull? We're there. We are there. Like, we can't be any more there than there. Ugh. Okay. New plan. We do this. Which puts us on, like, the same inclination as Kerbin, yes? Yeah, that's, like, the same inclination. Oh, okay, that's... If we do that burn, we're doing it next year. Okay, we need to figure out... We have to figure out a way. Some way we have to burn using this node to get there. That's 493 meters per second we're burning through to get even that. $458. So what if we just... Is that any closer? 359. We're getting closer. So we're now on the emergency tank. After all of this. And we're 127. We have the tiniest of tiny intercepts. The smallest dream of a prayer. I don't even... Do we... What do we get that next year? I have no idea. Okay, well, that'll do. That'll do, donkey. You suck, Max. What? Bean! Bean! Destroy this interloper! Okay, we're running short on everything, basically. We are running short on fuel, on power, on hope. We also absolutely cannot miss this burn. This is perhaps the most important burn of the entire mission. Okay, here we go, boys. It's been 7 years in space, but I would say tell your wives you're coming home, but you've got no connection to Kerbin, so I guess we'll just kind of pray. Okay, we're gonna start the burn now, a little bit early, because we've got to faff around with the staging too. So we have to stage this one, and then we stage that one, and then we start the main engine. Stage them the wrong way around, and we're screwed. Okay, main burn complete. The couple. And now the couple. And now final emergency engine. Engaged. Hug our hopes and dreams rest on your broad shoulders. Please, for the love of God, get us home. Curse you, Max. Zombie, there's an evil beam. I can fine-tune the intercept for minimal delta V. Well, look. I mean, I feel like it's too late now. We're just gonna burn and pray. Okay, here we are. Okay, we're fine. We're good. We're so good. We have so much more fuel than we need. As long as we don't just, like, whiz by it, we're good. Point retrograde, baby, and engage that thruster. Where even are we right now? I can't even see our ship. That's how small we are. Boys. Boys, thank the gods, but I can see the marble again. Just trying to get some level of science, you know? No, this is fine. We're fine. Relax. We have enough fuel. We've got plenty. I believe. No, it doesn't. It does not. We're fine. We're good. We are fine. Gonna enable RCS, and we're gonna burn with the RCS thrusters too. Maximum burn, Mr. Sulu. Yes. 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 Oh. Oh. Oh, it's beautiful. It's an orbit! Oh, we're fine. We're so good. We have so... I don't know what you're worried about. We've got like 800 meters per second of fuel to spare. It's fine. I have no idea if the RCS thrusters are actually doing anything, but I feel like I'm helping. Thank you, Pug Engine. Thank you. I'll do the rest with RCS. Actually, we'll do a rest with the combination of RCS and the main engine. Okay, we're gonna do some aero braking here. Okay, here we go. We are moving at 37 meters per second. Sorry guys, it's gonna take a couple more days before we get down there. You'll be fine, you'll be fine. Just tell the wives and girlfriends, fiancés, and, you know, everyone else that you'll be home a bit, couple more years, probably. Okay, we are coming in... I'm gonna use the word hot. I'm wondering if I have to stage and dump the... and just rely on the heat shield and a dream. Okay, well, I'll give you a hint, Max. First off, definitely want to close that up. Second off, we don't have any solar panels, so we should be okay. Maybe we want to burn a little bit? Just like a minor burn? Boys, you're coming home. Promise you lads, you're coming home. Just a one tiny little light in the sky. Okay, boys, hold on tight. We're going for a one and done approach for re-entry here. Yeah, we're moderately bright. Considering that we've got no heat shield out right now, I think this is going very well. We're gonna burn really hard. Just maximum burn, full chat. Everything we've got. Enable those RCS thrusters. I'm helping. Okay, we're preparing to ditch the fuel tank. Ladies and gentlemen, dump that bad boy. Right. Continue helping. Looks like we have a splashdown. It is going to be a one and done thing, and we're no longer in orbit. I did not account for the immense power of the Pug engine. Yes! The Pug engine is the best engine. All fear the Pug. And my monopropellant braking. We're barely using up any of the heat shield. Zombie, I order you to take out E.V.E. I mean, minus the 14 frames per second. The boys have a great view right now. I like the red. Red is good. They're a lovely, lovely blue ball. And we're coming in at a pretty shallow angle too. Like, all in all, I don't think you could get a better re-entry than what we're currently doing. Like, we're not pulling any huge G's. We're just just kissing the atmosphere. You know, just giving it a little peck, a little smooch. Good job, zombie. I can't help but notice that that fuel tank is still going. I like the re-entry trail that it leaves. You know, you can kind of like track its progress across. It's like a comet, a shooting star. Which, of course, I suppose we are also a shooting star right now. Right, it looks like are we coming down in the mountains? Is that what's happening? Yeah, it looks like that is correct. Somewhere around the mountains, it seems. So we're gonna just quickly adjust the altitude that the parachute is gonna deploy at. I'll have you know, it only took 7 years, 328 days, and 4 hours and 29 minutes. Next one of these times you should try and re-enter as hard as you can. Yeah, I just don't think that's a good idea. You know? I like my Kerbals. I don't want anything to happen to my Kerbals, especially Jeb and Bob. These two cannot be replaced, you know? They're the special orange dudes. The other ones, like, you know, who cares? But these two, no, we gotta keep these two alive. And here we are. Let's get that parachute out. I have never been happier to see campus. That is lovely. You guys see it from your little... Oh my god. What? You guys are sitting like upside down? Ugh. Horrible. Isn't there a way that you can turn on like I guess maybe interior overlay doesn't work for modded ones? There he is. There they are. Okay, it's a good thing. It is a very good thing I increased the deployment distance to that parachute. I saved my monopropellant for this moment. See if it makes any difference. Are we slowing down? Boom. Touchdown. Kerblin Mountains, I assume, or wherever it is. Oh, we've already got it all. Damn, look at me go. Whoa, let's go! Honestly, it could have gone way worse. The Kerbals are back, they're home. We managed to put one tiny little crap satellite in orbit of Eve. I'm not doing that. Like, we've already done this one. I think we've done it before, haven't we? We're skipping it. I'm using the skip button. Okay, that one's done. Give me a real one. Okay. We can do this. We'll be fine. How much science do we have? 277. What can I afford? Heavier rocketry, I think, would be super useful. Especially because it helps us get towards nuclear engines. Which... is that how they're supposed to be? Or is a mod change these things? I don't know. I assume that is the standard one. Yeah, uses liquid fuel. They both use liquid fuel. Alright, I'll be right back, folks. Okay. Pro tip for Eve: if you can land a Kerbal safely, you can take a surface sample and transmit it for like 200 science. Sakai, I'm not abandoning one of my Kerbals on the surface of Eve. I'm not doing that. There is no power in this world that could compel me to do that. We will not be doing that. We will be landing on Eve and returning the Kerbals. And that is the most important bit of that sentence. And returning the Kerbals. I don't know how we're gonna do that, but we will. We will because we must. Efficient flight systems, specialized flight systems, ultralift, lift fan, VTOL engine. Okay, what do I desperately need? Specialized construction. I don't think that gives me anything that I don't already have. I'm thinking heavier rocketry is the choice. You know, like, this has got the twin bore. It's got the the thoroughbred. Wow, it's a chunky boy. Cheetah, I don't really care about. Skiff, and a Kodiak. Okay. We're going to get heavier rocketry, I've decided. That leaves us with 117 science. I think I won't get anything. Okay. To the drawing board. I still think that this is the best command pod. Modded command pod, I might add, which makes me feel like it's a bit cheaty, but honestly, don't really care. I think this is the best command pod for the job. For what we need. The beginning is going to be the same as it always is. A service bay, an SAS module. Open the service bay up. And just add, like, experiment storage unit. Couple science stuff. One thermometer. And one barometer. I'm going to make sure that I actually add an E.V.E experiments kit into Bill's inventory. He doesn't need a parachute. That would imply that we're going to die, which of course, we're not going to do that. This is the return home section of this. Yeah? So return home. Maybe we'll just add like a tiny little battery pack, just in case, for whatever reason, we need them. We'll cheap out on solar panels and we'll just do 2 on the side. Anything to make it a little bit lighter is what I'm thinking. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Good. So this is the landing portion of this. Now the next question is, how do I do what I want to do next? So I don't want to bring 2 of them. I really only want to bring 1. But I need it to still be connected. Could I use a service bay? I think that's too expensive. Why don't you just add a decoupler? Because then that will, you know, this is what we have to have, right? This is the re-entry portion of it. So this is, doesn't matter what anything else is, we have to have this. Also, we're gonna bring the same emergency fuel tank as we did last time. And we're gonna do our best to make sure that we don't actually end up using it. Even though we did last time. But that is a fuel tank for emergencies only, not for dilly-dallying around the solar system. Is the best way what I did last time? A couple of these. I think so. So maybe, yeah, okay. I got a plan. I got the plan. I have a plan. Okay, I need this to be like as small as humanly possible. Doesn't we'll give it just enough, you know? Like, it doesn't need much. It needs just enough. Does it even need any? I could just put it in a... No. It needs some. Is this a plan? Am I cooking or am I being very dumb right now? Sakaya, you're the KSP expert. What do you think? Is this a plan? It doesn't feel like a plan, but is it a plan? I think that it's a plan. It's a plan. For sure, it's a plan. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Good idea. Use like a couple ants or something. Don't we have one that we can like attach to the side? Okay. Use an ant. There. A drogue chute will probably slow this down enough. I hope. We can add like a thermometer. And like a barometer to it. Do you see the plan? I'm just not convinced that anything on the sides will survive entry into the atmosphere. So I'm trying to like cheap out as much as humanly possible. So the plan is we drop this into the atmosphere. It lands and then it collects all the data that I need. Yeah? This would be a lot easier if I could just... Well, I mean, it collects some of the data. It can collect the stuff that's transmittable. I need a communitron, at least. So we'll put one there. I think this is the best. I think this is the best I got. I don't know if this is a good plan, but like... This is the only way I see that we could possibly get a probe to the surface without having to abandon someone on Kerbin, you know? Or on... on E.V.E, I suppose. Antenna type relay. UG 200K 2M 5M 20M. So I think the most effective, like, possible thing I could have would be this. So we can communicate with the probes on the ground, yeah? Maybe like, can we fit some of these in here? A couple of those, just in case. Ah. Here's an idea. Oh, that is actually a good idea. How did I not think of this before? Instead of just dumping it and having just some space waste, we could instead give this little platform here a probe core, and some of that, and those. Probably scrap those now. Yeah? Do you see the image? Do you see the image? We can now use the probe, like this little bit, as a makeshift, like, antenna transmitter for these. Yeah? Then we could probably get rid of those because we don't need them. And we can just give this ship a couple communitrons, just like in here. So if for whatever reason we desperately need some extra juice, we've got them. But then we almost certainly have enough. You know? Yes, honestly, great plan. May well be the best plan I've ever had. Just FYI. I think this is going to work swimmingly. So adapting it down. Adapting it across. Does that actually do anything if I... That doesn't do anything either. Just thinking that for like the... Okay, well, we need a payload. Perhaps the most important thing right now. There you go. I think that's a decent looking payload. So now we've got that. It's covering all of this. When we actually get to the location, we can drop these little probes, which will go down into the atmosphere and are equipped with some very basic ability to transmit some science back to us. Yeah? Oh yeah. Honestly, great idea. The only problem I see with this is if these probes do not have the reaction wheel strength to keep it in a straight line. But we could just do that. Should be able to... I want to make sure that these are certainly not attached to this. We're going to grab that, maybe just move that up a touch. Make sure that these are like here, maybe? Yeah, so now they definitely have more reaction wheel strength than they need, so hopefully that will at least get them down to where they're going. And then it's like one of those, one of these, and then like... I don't really want to, but I think the best engine for this is in fact the Terrier. Bring a couple of these. Nose cone, Terrier engine. Just make sure that's all auto-strutted together to the root parts. That'll help a bunch with keeping it in a straight line. Yeah? Yeah, I'm with me. I think this is working. Good idea so far. Okay, then let's decouple it again. Let's adapt it. Do I have any better adapters right now? I've got that, so we could do that to that, then that to that, and then is that this one? Yeah. I'm gonna give it two large boosters, and then a poodle, wherever that is. There it is. So we're boosting. Would it make sense to just, again, have a payload here? Have to be a much larger payload. We got rid of that. Instead, did one of these. And then did a payload for one of these. Do we have one that would be big enough? No, we don't. I mean, like, unless we adapted it from... Nah. It doesn't really need a payload. It's fine. So, we're boosting. We've got these to get into orbit. Then we're going to stage again. Wherever that is. Stage. Not big enough. Stage, and then some huge amounts of fuel. And a bore engine. So, yep. Yes. I am happy with this. This looks like a rocket that's gonna get us to where we're going. And then give it... I'm gonna give it the larger radial decouplers. Why? Because I'm gonna give it the juiciest. So, thoroughbred or Pollux? The thoroughbred apparently is the larger of the two. Down at the bottom. This should go up like a stabbed rat, hopefully. So, yeah, and then yeah, and then yeah. So right now it only says 5,000, but by the time we're out of the atmosphere, I think we should be okay. But just to assuage any fears that we have, we'll add some more. We'll like strut this all together so it's nice and stable. We'll auto strut it again. Okay. This is a big rocket, big heavy rocket. E.V.E. Explorer 1. But I think it will get the job done, or at least I hope it will get the job done. So the real question is, where is E.V.E. in comparison to us right now? E.V.E. is nowhere close, so we're gonna have to just hang tight for a second. Hello, Mossman OG. Yeah, well, we're trying Kerbal Space Program. I was never very good at Kerbal Space Program, but I used to play it when I was a kid. A bunch. We're picking it back up again now. But I don't know if we're gonna work super well at this game. As my current plan is eyeball the E.V.E. intercept, so hopefully that goes well for us. I'm sure that's exactly what Bill and Bob, correct? Yeah. or Bill and Jeb, sorry, want to hear as they're strapped into this thing. I'm hopeful. It looks like we're only gonna have... Yeah, the relay satellites are not super useful. It doesn't seem like they're strong enough to actually do anything in terms of actually transmitting signal from Kerbin to them. So I don't know if this is gonna work. We're gonna find out, I guess. We're just gonna wait, hang tight. Okay, so we'll go with 50-50 on the odds of that. Basically, if we're gonna actually do the whole stoppy thing, it would require us to be almost perfectly aligned. Okay. No idea what a good intercept point is, but I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit. Let's go. That's loud. Okay. The Heavy Lift Rocket Mark III is sending the E.V.E. Explorer to, well, Eve. So, hopefully this goes well for us. I think I've packed a lot of extra Delta V that I don't need, but that was entirely intentional. Uh-oh. 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 Okay, Bill and Bob are just gonna ride it out and then we'll eject, okay? We'll be fine. We'll be fine. They'll be fine. Don't panic. Don't panic. We just gotta ride it out. I think we turned too early, and we just have to let this thing carry us to orbit. We're gonna be okay. We're just gonna ride it out. Ride it out. Okay, I'm gonna revert, but, you know, clearly we did save it. Oh, I have to revert so long ago, though. You know what I think would help a lot with this rocket? How much does this rocket cost, actually? Good question. Is it, like, ludicrously expensive? 129. It's not cheap, is it? You know what I think would really help me? Just, like, you know, really improve the survivability of this rocket? We had more. More. Yes. Yes. I mean, like, is it the most efficient way of doing this? You know, probably not. But we'll see. We'll see. It'll be fine. We'll just hang tight for another year while we wait for this to actually catch up, and, you know, then we'll send it. I think we have like 10,000 meters per second, so we're not taking any prisoners this time. We are definitely getting there with enough fuel to spare that I can kind of faff around a bit with the orbits, which we both know that I'm going to do. And hopefully everything will be fine. We just have to wait a year. As tragic as that is. You spin me right round, baby, right round when you go down, when you go down, down. Still no connection, still no connection, still zero connection. Yeah, we're not even... It's pretty rough right now for the old probes, but hopefully it'll be fine. Okay. This time, we're not going to turn. I realize that's, like, horrendously inefficient, but I think if we even try to turn, this thing will have an aneurysm and die. So we're just going to let it go. Just going to let it go. Let it go, let it go. Okay. We're definitely hammering it upwards. That's good. Thrust to weight ratio is increasing significantly. That's good. And we're at 10,000 meters per second of delta V available to us. Yeah, we can probably start burning this way somewhat, like at least a little bit, you know. Okay, well, I think we're in orbit. Well, we're not in orbit, but you know, we're definitely gonna make it out of the atmosphere with just the solid fuel boosters, which is exactly what I wanted to happen. So that's good. We can now detach them. And we'll use the Bohr engine to burn our way to victory. Can't help but notice there is very little in terms of speed change happening right now. Maybe we'll wait until we're a bit higher in the orbit. We might as well just do one big burn to escape carbon. I mean, there's no point faffing around, is there, really? Okay, then we're on the Poodle, yeah, and then we're staging, and then we're on the... Yeah. Oh, you know what we can do? Get rid of that. I don't know if that makes it any lighter, but hopefully it does. Calm and relaxed burn so far. Okay, we just made it to orbit, which is lovely. Now we're on the Poodle engines, which are going to be a little bit more pathetic, but we'll just hold the burn and wait until it gets us all the way out of Kerbin's orbit. No matter how long that takes. Again, the lack of nuclear engines perhaps are making this more difficult for us. Well, yeah, we don't have great connection anywhere. Yellows and reds is what I'm seeing, but you know, when in Rome. Okay, that's a Kerbin escape. We're out of here. Later, nerds. Love how Jeb and Bill have just finished a huge trip to Eve, and now they're immediately on another huge trip to Eve. Poor boys. I think we've dropped it too low now. Hopefully we can just faff around with the... That's not it, hey? Must admit, I am somewhat surprised that that is not a intercept. Okay, so where are we right now? Closest maneuver is there. We need to actually decrease that. We just do a decrease. Where's the next closest? Okay, so that's ages away. Would potentially be one on this side. Not really seeing a good maneuver right now. I think the closest one I see is this one, which is like not ages away from being realistic, but for some reason that's just not catching. It's making it worse. There we go. Plus, that's probably about the best that we can get. Okay, not terrible. Not a terrible intercept. I mean, it's not great, but it's good enough. Oh, and we do have a maneuver node now. Oh, that's so useful. Jeb is leveled up his piloting abilities, I suppose. And then we could just do the maneuver. We won't even use up all of our petrol in this main tank, which is so lovely. Okay. We're slightly past the burn, but hopefully that's not a huge deal. We'll just have to sort it out. A little bit of rocking. It's not ideal, but it's fine. It's all fine. Everything's fine at the moment. We're doing just fine. Probably get these solar panels out too. These ones we can leave. But these ones will have to be pulled away because they are. Ah, that's right. Once you extend those ones, you can't put them back in. That's unideal is the word we're going to use. Might have to... I don't know what we're going to do, because those are going to break as soon as we send them. Not a lot we can do, I guess. Which means that we won't have that relay for very long, unfortunately. Okay, the time warp did not go well there. Yeah, I'm just thinking that the moment we... Well, it might survive separation, maybe. I'm just thinking that it probably won't. Unless we can get them to... If we turn the solar panels so that they're facing just totally sideways, then we can probably separate and keep them alive. Which will keep this little probe thing alive for a little bit longer. I need to be careful with the staging because I haven't checked it. Yeah, those are burning. Then those, then that. Then everything starts to break down. That's fine. getting the intercept. That's all we're trying to do right now. Okay, we're almost there. Just gonna start slowly decreasing the throttle just to make sure get the intercepts as we are supposed to. Okay, we have our intercept. Lovely. Just zip all the way over there. Honestly, second time, way easier than the first time so far. We've got way more fuel than we did last time. I guess we're carrying slightly less of a payload this time. We only got 2 satellites. And before we had, what, 3? So, maybe that's a big difference. And also the amount of fuel that I brought in the satellites is a lot less too. Yeah, we got our encounter with E.V.E. Don't really have a great connection to anything right now, but just zip forward a little bit. At least we're closer than we were before, perhaps. We're going to point retrograde. We're going to do a big burn here. It's going to use up most of our fuel. Okay, we're gonna stage, burn. We'll just let that go for a bit. It's a lot more steady now in terms of like stability, I suppose. See, like if we stage now, I think the solar panels would survive, so. Gonna be a long, hard burn. That's the truth. So we're gonna try and get 2 different sciences from E.V.E. We're gonna try and get science high and science low. I think I'm gonna put myself in like a 100,000s, 110 maybe, just to be safe. Okay. So that is us once again out of petrol. So we're going to stage. And then we're going to engage final engine. Because the last engine is supposed to be our emergency engine, right? So I think we're going to be using it though, again. So I want to put myself in a high and a low orbit because I want to get both sciences with the Kerbals. And also this will help us put the rest of it into a better orbit too. So there you go, dropping it down. It's gonna start Easing off. We'll say like 100,000 is probably fine. 134 seems good. So, before I forget, we need to get the science high above E.V.E, and then we can get the science low above E.V.E. And then we just have to make a decision of what we're going to do next. Because we've got these two satellites, which are just about ready to be dropped. And these will enter through the atmosphere and hopefully land upon E.V.E.'s surface successfully. Then transmit the science back. So, okay. Oh, we got Bill. Damn, we're supposed to have Bob. Oh well. Honestly, having Bill might be very useful to us. We'll see. So I'm really hoping that we don't end up entering the atmosphere. Which we haven't, which is great. Damn, that is very burble. So we'll do a crew report. We'll observe the goo. Hello, Boo. So we're observing the goo. We'll do a temperature report. Yep. Yep. We'll log the pressure data. Lovely. Get Jeb out. The EVA report. Okay, this, if we can get this home, this is already like 500, 600 science, something like that. Okay, but we're somewhat stuck now because we have no connection to Kerbin. Kerbin is too far away for us to do anything. So we're just gonna hang tight for a second. Hello, Bean. An evil Bean. Have a couple of satellites in orbit, but none of them have any. They're all terrible. They're all terrible. We have to upgrade the tracking station, I think. If we're gonna have anything. I thought that these guys would at least be able to communicate with each other, but it seems that the stuff that I currently possess is garbage. But maybe the heavy lift relay will be able to connect to Kerbin first and then go from that to me. My big hope. I wonder how much energy it would take to put something in a polar orbit of the sun. Just hang in tight for a second or two. Okay, we have the smallest of small connections to the Kerbal Space Center. We've got, what, 30, 40%? That will have to do. Okay. So beginning the big staging now. I'm gonna do this one at a time. I'm gonna point it this way. So that hopefully most of the solar panels are... Hang on, am I pointing the right way? No, I'm not. So the solar panels are kind of out the way, is the plan. Then we're gonna disconnect this from symmetry. And we're gonna send it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We lost a solar panel. That's not good. Hopefully we don't lose the other one. Oh well, it's fine. It's fine. These things happen. Okay. Where are we in our orbit right now? We are coming into E.V.E. So, okay, we're facing the wrong way around, I think. How? We've got to be in the atmosphere now, surely. Okay, well, we're actually crashing into E.V.E, so that's maybe not ideal. We're gonna go for like a, I don't know, maybe like 60k apoapsis? Would probably be a good number. 40k maybe? Confirm to me. I'm just jumping on E.V.E. Explorer 1. I just want you to confirm to me that you are still above the atmosphere. Yeah, you're easily above the atmosphere. Okay. We're gonna ride it out with this probe for a bit. We have a couple solar panels available to us, which seem to be more than enough. We'll just hang tight. I shake my fist angrily. Look, Evil Bean, we're doing so good right now. Okay, we are going to prepare for imminent landing. So we're actually going to retract this solar panel. And hopefully everything is fine. Just keep it facing that way. Keep this solar panel in the sun for now. Okay, here we go. Hello, E.V.E, my friend. Ah. We were not even close to low enough. Okay, did you see that? We dropped connection there for quite a little bit. So that's good to know. Okay, we're gonna drop our stuff down a bit more. I don't know, I think 31 might be too low. I'm gonna go with like 50. It's probably a good number. Okay, and we've used up all of our electric charge, so we desperately need... Oh no. It's facing the wrong way. The sun, I mean, is facing the wrong way, so we might just burn up on re-entry here. But we are going to. Damn. Okay. That's not great. Gonna head to the tracking station. The first of the probes did not survive re-entry. Not ideal. Not ideal. But that's why we brought two. That's why we brought two. So, good thing to keep in mind is that the probes will not survive if the solar panel is not facing the right way. So we're gonna try again. Radio decoupler, let's try one. Okay, it's gone. Okay, probe number 2. Going into the atmosphere, hopefully. We do not have another opportunity at this, so if it doesn't work, we are screwed. Bean! Evil Bean! Zombie, deal with the Evil Bean. Execute Evil Bean. Okay, we're coming in again with the probe. Uh-oh. That is a really bad time for that. Oh, no! This is tragic! It's hidden by the planet, both of them. It's gonna burn up again. Oh, that is unlucky. Okay. All of the probes burned up on entry. Every single one. Damn it! Why did I bother bringing them? It just happened to get into a dead zone, that's all. Okay, well that wasn't ideal, but sometimes these things happen. We've still got quite a lot of fuel, we've got a lot of time and space and that sort of stuff, so let's just burn prograde and let's just get the hell out of here. Awful planet. Awful. Would not recommend E.V.E. Okay. So you can get somewhat close just by going immediately. You know, just by sending it. If we were to decrease this, we would be even closer. Yeah, it's making it worse, is it? So we're at 1.5 right now. Three, two, one. Can we... There we go. There we go. Okay, good. Okay. Well, I didn't go great, but I mean, it could have gone worse, so at least there's that, I suppose. Can I warp to the node? Is that a thing I can do? Just worried about going past it, you see. It's very important that we do not go past it. Otherwise, we will die. Bean, did you make an Evil Bean thing? Like an Evil Bean account just to be able to say burn, baby burn, basically? 4, 15, 10, burn. Going back home. That was... I mean, it was a successful mission. It just wasn't as successful as it should have been, you know? It should have been way better than what we managed there. Should have easily been able to at least get one probe onto Eve's surface. That's the thing. We had 2 chances and we burned up both times. That's the thing that gets me. That's good to know. That's good to know. I'm glad to know that Bean is so determined to be a huge part of my community that now she's double the part of my community. It does seem though that the key to having a better relay is just having simply more relay antenna. But we're actually getting connection to the satellites that we've got in Kerbin now as well. Okay, so we're entering the Kerbin system soon. Thank God. Pretty easy, actually. Pretty good encounter. Like, it was not actually too shabby. We're coming in a bit faster than we were last time, but that's fine. So we've got a bunch of extra fuel and such. So once we get to the periapsis, we will just burn retrograde like our life depends on it, because of course it does. Okay, now with that done, we can sort of sort out what we're going to do here. So all of that is useless, so we can decouple it. We point it just a touch more. Okay. We want to go that way, and we want to go up. Yeah, like that. So that it's... I'm just trying to get it so it's pointing, like, not directly, it's not clipping into anything when we stage. That's what I'm trying to do here. So then I decouple that, right? And in theory, this is basically just a little relay now. We can just leave in space forever. You know? Then we have just this guy left, which is perfect. We can close this guy up. And then we can activate that engine, start boosting. Look at that. Look at that. Now we have a tiny little, we have a couple little relays kicking around now. So hopefully at some point they might actually be able to do something useful for me. And we have enough fuel to get that encounter done. And yeah, we should be fine. We should be so good. Should be absolutely no problem here. Look at that. It's textbook. Seem to always come in this way around. I don't know why. We're gonna go for another one and done orbit. Because we've got plenty of extra stuff. So might as well. Burn with the RCS thrusters too. So it's a little bit lighter upon landing. Don't want anything to break. Honestly, I feel like these missions just keep getting easier and easier and easier. You know, like, the first EVE mission was pretty bad. This last one has been, honestly, easy. Wondering what we're going to run out first. Monopropellant or liquid fuel? I think it's going to be liquid fuel. We'll just let this burn. Last couple of meters per second away. Stage. And honestly, we've cooked this recipe enough times before. It's not really a big deal. We are coming down on the polar ice sheet though, which is pretty fun. Yeah, you should bring all the evil beans. We're just gonna risk a time warp because, to be honest with you, I think we've got this. It's a pretty textbook EVE mission, I think. We are basically coming down on the North Pole. I didn't plan that, for the record, but well, we'll call that a success, eh? And the Aurora Borealis too. How cool is that? Great success, everybody. Home for tea and medals, I suspect. And congratulations to Jeb and Bill. Bill completing his first interplanetary mission because I didn't mean to send him. And Jeb, I think, has done so many now that he doesn't even care. Parachute deployed. And we'll be touching down just in time to witness the polar sunset. Welcome back, boys. Welcome back. Your country and the world, indeed. Thanks you for your service. Congratulations! Would it be worth it to make a second alt and call it E.V.E.? E.V.E. Bean the Bean. Yes, absolutely Bean. You should do that right now. All the alts. All of them subscribed, watching me all the time on 4 different phones. 507 science. Nicely done. What Okay, I feel like I just have to do this. Just so it stops asking me about it. But I'm just gonna cheat my way into doing it, because I really don't actually want to do this. So we're just gonna, like, put together, like, the crappiest of crap re-entry modules. Because, like... Well, I mean, it doesn't... I think we've already got all the science from Kerbin anyway, so the only thing it needs is a heat shield. A heat shield... Like... I don't know, maybe we have one stage, a heat shield... couple of these, and like one of these. So we have a stage. In this stage, all there's gonna be is just like a flea solid fuel booster. And we'll throw some monopropellant on it too. Like, I know this is cheating, but I really, really don't want to have to do this again. I've had enough of it. Send just Jeb. And it keeps coming up, and I don't know why. Like, I genuinely don't know why. So we're just gonna cheat ourselves into an orbit of Kerbin, which I forget how you do. Set orbit, Kerbin. Sure. Yeah, we in orbit of Kerbin? Yes, we are. Okay, there you go. Jeb, orbit, Kerbin, done. Space Center. I just think that completing the contract doesn't actually seem to stop it from giving us the contract. I just don't really want that contract. I want to do more fun things. Thus, here we are. How many alts? 10. 10 alt accounts. 100 alt accounts. Been 1,000 alt accounts. I feel like Jeb and Valentina have never done a mission together, but they're going to now. Okay. Oh, we have so many debris. Landing 2, Mimus V2, heavy lift relay, relay flag, Operation Fubar station. I forgot we have that. Relay, debris, 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 debris. There we are, rendezvous. Okay, we just need to set it as a target first off. Okay, point towards target. R and H. There we are. Okay. Gonna set that as target. Gonna not use RCS because I think that will negatively impact us. We'll use SAS though. RCS HJJ. No. There we go. H again. Should be pretty simple. In fact, we should already be basically done. There we are. Yay. Done. Now you never need to give me that contract again, okay? Because we've already proven that we can do it. So, I would like to not do that one. Thank you. If you excuse me and my Kerbals will be landing somehow. Don't really have a lot of options. Just gonna burn with the solid fuel booster. Probably should have brought a liquid fuel one, but oh well. The problem with the solid fuel booster, of course, is I mean, once it's done, it's just done. Even more evil's bean the bean, the most evil bean the bean the bean, the mostest evilest bean. That's what you should make. Honestly, it was so just... None of this was needed. It's such a textbook mission. Don't know why we had to do it. I think this is the first time that we've actually come down with such a small pod, though. Usually we've got, like, you know, SAS modules and all that sort of jazz. This time, it's just us. Okay, so TR. Let it just drop for a bit. It's going down. I'm yelling timber. And we're fine. Lovely. What are we even doing here, is my question. What are we even doing? And we're down. Cover the vessel. It's as easy as that. It is as easy as that. Alright, boys. I think this is a good place to... Well, we'll see. We'll see if we get another mission. If we get another mission to land on Eve, then maybe we'll try it. Okay, I think we should have done that mission now. So we don't need to do it again, yes? Yes. Okay. So we do have the big boy mission now. Land on Eve. And return. This should be fun. So, landing on Eve. There's we're gonna have to do some stuff. First off, we're gonna need aerodynamics, I think. There's no way around it. We'll get that. I would like advanced fuel systems, just so we can get nuclear engines, because I think those would be very useful. Do I need actuators for anything? Maybe? Okay, let's just have a look at the runway. we are going to need some sort of space plane if we're going to exit Eve's gravity. That is the simple truth. So, I don't know how we're gonna make this work, but some way, somehow, we're gonna need a space plane. It always comes back to this simple little pod, doesn't it? Even when I'm not trying to use it, it's always this pod that ends up being the boy that we use. Okay, do we actually have any ability to, like... Do we have any robotics? Have a rotation servo. I'm trying to figure out what rotates and what doesn't. Assuming it's like that. I think we have... I seem to recall that these propeller blades were quite quite difficult to get set up. Bye, zombie. Okay. We have to look. We actually have to look very carefully here. Heat management, don't care about. Electronics, what is that? Nothing useful. Unmanned tech. Multi-purpose fuel tank, I couldn't care less about. High power electronics. Super batteries, don't really care. Heat exchangers, don't care, don't care, don't care. None of those are what I'm looking for. Scanning tech. Probably not. Specialized control. Again, probably not. Efficient flight systems. No, those are all turbo fans. Don't need those. That's liquid fuel. Don't want liquid fuel. Turbo shaft engine. Again, don't want that. Specialized construction, maybe? Grip strip, no. Advanced metalworks, perhaps? No. Composites. That's not it. None of those are it. Precision propulsion. No, none of those are what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the rotor that we can spin so that it actually produces lift. So we need an electric plane for this, right? That is basically the most basic of this. Automation, I mean, I couldn't even get here even if we wanted to. I'm just looking. No, none of that's it. That's not it. Okay, rotors. Those are looking like it. Standard rotor. Light duty rotor. Okay, so I have to get to advanced landing. It's not too bad. I can afford that. Okay. Alright, I am actually going to leave it here because this is going to take some doing. So, I will bring you guys back maybe tomorrow? Alright.